the NBA Commissioner, Adam Silver, a good man, will address this. Obviously, the NBA is a league that is beloved by fans all across the country. It's got an awful lot of African-American players. It's steeped in African-American culture. And I suspect that the NBA is going to be deeply concerned in resolving this.
All right, folks, that was Barack Obama in Malaysia commenting on and weighing in on the controversy going on surrounding Donald Silver, the owner of the LA Clippers. Joining us now is our friend, Newsday columnist, author, and pundit. See, it says liberal pundit. I don't like identifying the guests like that. Conservative talk shows, liberal pundit. Everybody knows just one word out of your mouth, they'll know you're a liberal. I don't have to tell them you're a liberal. All right. So
how are you, buddy?
Ellis Henican is here. Great to see you.
Thank you. Your
Great
desk is a mess.
Well, you know what? It's when you don't work with a prompter, you gotta, you gotta get the information from someone. All right. So, what's your take on this Silver? Not Silver. He's a commissioner, but the Sterling issue and what should happen to him?
I mean, you're not defending him, are you?
Of course not. But what should happen to him? I'm asking you.
You know, first of all, it's not a First Amendment case, right? We're not talking about the government.
No, because it's a closed club.
Right. It's a company. It's a business. I assume they're going to fire his ass.
Well,
get him out of there.
I don't know if they could fire him.
They can. Well, believe me, they have so many ways to make his life miserable, including his players who don't really seem to want to play for him anymore.
Well, they played yesterday.
A year from now, he will not be the owner of the Clippers.
That could be. Now, I am in no way defending what he said.
Good.
No way.
Say it again. So
now, I've said it over and over for Media Matters and for every group out there.
Okay.
Here's
the but.
Well, he was taped. I don't like the fact that he was taped illegally, and that his
was it illegal?
I believe, according to the reports I've heard.
Don't you have a right to tape your own phone calls?
Not if there's another person involved. In certain states, yes. So, but
I've been doing that for years.
Apparently not in California.
Okay.
Well, let's work under the assumption, according to the reports that I've heard, that it's illegal.
To arrest him.
Well, I know, I'm just saying. But do you have a problem with the fact that, who within the confines of their own personal conversations in their own home doesn't regret some things they've said? Isn't it a little dangerous going after people in their private personal conversations illegally?
I think she'd probably make a bad girlfriend. Be mad at her. But the truth is, Steve, nobody cares about her. Doesn't matter what an idiot or an awful person she is. She did a lot of damage to him, though.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, now, let me ask you about this. Let me ask you about Bill Maher. Bill Maher is a minority owner of the New York Mets. He has said reprehensible things about women. He's been accused of being a misogynist. He's used the C word to describe Sarah Palin and Michelle Bachmann. Just a shrug?
I don't think it's quite the same.
No? How not?
Well, first of all, he's not the principal owner of the Mets.
All right, so...
And you know what? In the end, truly, honestly, since government isn't involved in this, it's an economic decision. Believe me, the minute the Wilpon family thinks that Bill Maher is a detriment to their financial interests, he'll be out of there as fast
But would the media have to participate in helping that happen?
Media has no control.
Really? So if the media didn't
report,
if TMZ didn't say, I'm not
publish it.
But TMZ just said, I'm not going to pick up these remarks, and if CNN and the rest of them, once TMZ released it, said, I'm not going to broadcast this.
You are confusing economics with policy, right?
Yeah.
Same way you have every right to say any crazy thing you want. You say it, and people react to it. They like it. They don't like it. They change the channel.
All right, so let me readdress the question. Why do they react to this but don't react to Bill Maher?
Tons of people. You
with regard to being an owner of the Mets? With regard to owning the Mets?
You spent a month in outrage
with regard to owning the Mets? How come it's not an issue?
You should have mentioned it, I guess. I don't know. I don't. It doesn't. Listen, the reality.
And when Chris Paul, who's with the Clippers, the same team, last year
he used to be with the Hornets.
He was going to be a free agent, but last year, New York Post reported, according to many NBA sources, that he said if he was going to stay with the Clippers, they had to hire a black coach. You have a problem with that?
Listen, he's an agent. He's an operator. He can work for who he wants to. It isn't.
But when he says he wants a black coach,
what is this?
Help me get your argument. I'm pointing out that
this is an equivalency argument.
I'm showing that some things matter and some things don't.
No,
how about Jay-Z, an owner, a minority owner in the NBA, who writes about hoes and bees and this? How did he get to be an owner?
Well, let's talk openly about this. Let's talk honestly about it. This is the reality, right? We live in a politically bifurcated gotcha society. So you spend hours a day railing against crazy stuff liberals say, and there are people on the left who spend hours a day eager to find outrage on the conservative side. To me, it's gotten kind of boring. I mean, why don't we analyze these things based on the content of what people say? If anyone wants to defend this gentleman, I mean, give it your best shot. To me, he's going to get dumped, not because he did anything illegal, not because he doesn't have a right to be stupid, which I guess we all do on some level, but he violates the economic interests of the NBA, and they will find a way to hustle his butt right out the door.
I agree with you, and I'm not defending him, but I'm just saying, what about these other, what about the report in the New York Post a couple of weeks ago that Jay-Z, who's not an owner anymore, but Carmelo Anthony, they said, also wears this medallion given to them by, or representing the the 1/5, I got the whole thing here, that says that whites are the devils and blacks are superior. And they asked Jay-Z, do you believe in all that? He said, some of it. Now, I haven't heard Carmelo Anthony asked about it. But see, these are things that are that in the press, but the mainstream media won't touch it. Just like the farmer. The farmer said something racist.
Oh, you're going to defend the rancher guy?
I'm defending him against
him?
No, let me finish. I never did a story on him at all. I think his fight.
A lot of your friends did.
His fight with the. That's
it. A lot of your
That's
friends
up to them.
Right?
But my point when the story broke about his comments, when CNN and everybody else says, oh, well, now Republicans have a problem because they defended him in a fight with the government, and then he said something afterwards. How did Republicans have a problem? Let me point out this.
Wait. Let me answer. Don't give me 10 topics. Let me answer them one at a time if I can.
Well, this is the same topic.
Here's the reality, right? We have no power over this guy, right? I mean, he can say whatever he wants.
But I'm not talking about him anymore.
And folks on the right who turned him into a folk hero.
Oh, you're talking about the farmer,
Folks on the right who turned him into a folk hero have every right to continue to defend him if they want, to pretend there's some reason he doesn't have to pay his bills.
But how does it make Republicans racist? How does it make Republicans racist?
It doesn't make Republicans racist.
Well, my point is CNN and the entire media said it did.
Well, I don't.
Well, then you disagree with them.
I don't see them. I don't know anyone in CNN who said it makes all Republicans racist. It makes this guy racist.
Well, that's another story, of course.
I mean,
of course, but it has nothing to do with Ron Paul.
No,
how does Ron Paul know what this guy feels?
I'll tell you what it does. It is embarrassing, and you need to be careful with this. And I warn you as a friend about this. You don't want to embrace people who then say a bunch of crazy stuff that embarrasses
you. Mean like William Ayers and Bernadine Dornan and Reverend Wright? You should have told this to Obama.
You should do exactly,
instead of warning me, you should have told it to Obama.
Exactly. Just be careful who you hug, Stevie. Be careful who you hug.
How about this one? Okay. Illinois Democratic Governor Pat Quinn, Obama's home state, a sitting governor, okay? You probably haven't heard about this.
I've heard about him
because the
vaguely.
media doesn't care at all. His campaign twice tweeted out and linked that to a article that compared black conservatives to Jews who supported the Nazis. When confronted, they took it down. Now, do you think this is racist and offensive?
I mean, I didn't read the article.
Of course you didn't. But if it were a Republican governor...
It sounds offensive.
Right, but you didn't hear about it because the media couldn't care less.
You were wrong.
Double standard.
You were wrong if you were suggesting that I defend racist and horrible things.
I'm asking your opinion. If you think you're in the media, you're a liberal columnist, you don't even know about this. Well, how is that possible?
I don't know.
It's possible because the media doesn't cover it when it comes from a Democrat.
You cannot expect me to know every stupid thing. There are stupid people in this world, my friend.
If a Republican says macaca, he's toast. If a Democratic governor tweets this out, I don't care. I don't know. I didn't hear about it.
Here's the problem. Listen, this guy we have on tape, and you know how powerful tape is.
Who are we talking about now?
We're talking about the
owner of the Clippers
team.
Okay, we're back to him. Okay.
Or your other guy who talks to the New York Times in a press conference out at the ranch there and explains to me why black people should go back to slavery.
He's a farmer.
A rancher, right?
Yeah, whatever. This guy's a governor, Democratic governor.
Well, and your other guy owns an NBA team. Why don't we agree on this?
I think this is more apropos
Well, first of all, he
Democrats.
didn't say what some staffer did a link to a piece that maybe they didn't read or maybe they did
His
read.
campaign tweeted and then deleted several messages urging backers to read an article comparing black voters, black Republican voters to Jews who collaborated with the Nazis.
Well, that's ridiculous. And any staffer who did that ought to be admonished not to do that again.
Shouldn't this be a huge story?
If this guy stood up and said blacks are the equivalent of collaborators with the Nazis, he ought to be run out of power.
His campaign basically said it.
Some aide briefly put it up, and then they took it down.
So if that happens in a future Republican campaign, I'm going to remember what you said.
Here's what you need. Perspective.
Yes.
perspective.
Bias in the
Sometimes
media.
big people do horrible things. That's not the same as little people doing little things,
Okay,
right?
I got you. Like the IRS scandal. Some guy in Cincinnati. It was his fault.
You know what? I wish we had more time to go into it. Because believe me, I'll take that one apart.
How much time do we have, by the way?
By piece.
How much time do we have? Because I want to.
I'm following your cues better than you are.
You're right. I'm so engrossed with this conversation that I've lost all perspective. I have no idea
All
what
right,
we're
go
doing.
Lakers. That's
No,
what I'm saying.
Go Lakers.
Go
Are they
Lakers.
in the playoffs?
I don't know.
No, they're not. That's the answer. No, they're not. I'm rooting for the Nets, but
See you
that doesn't
later,
seem
bro.
to be going too well.
Clean up
All
your
right,
desk.
Ellis Henican, ladies and gentlemen, here on the Steve Malzberg Show on Newsmax television. Woo, woo, woo. Don't go away. Give Me Five is next, everybody.
Meet John.